Welcome, everyone. Come on into the broadcast. So glad that you can be a part of this journey with us. We're going to be starting shortly in about 5 to 10 seconds, maybe 20 seconds. No, I'm just kidding. We're going to start shortly. Just wanted to give everyone an opportunity to jump on in. Welcome. Happy New Year, everyone. Happy New Year, and welcome to the broadcast. Listen, I'm super excited to be a part of this journey with you. Welcome to the broadcast. My name is Coach Malene Robinson, and I am a visibility and empowerment coach. And I'm excited to share with you some simple tips that you can implement today to start to become a powerhouse in 2024. So come on in, do me a favor, let me know what city and state you are watching from. We are broadcasting live on YouTube. We're broadcasting live here on Facebook, and it is such an honor to be here today. Happy New Year. At the time of this recording, it is January 1st, 2024. So I just want to say Happy New Year. I hope that this transition, this crossover has been pleasant for you. I know that with so many things happening in the world, there's so much to talk about. There's so many things that can pull our attention away from what it needs to be focused on. But I just declare that in 2024, that you will be super or hyper focused, as my mentors say, hyper focused on the things that move the needle in your favor into whatever goal that you've set for yourself, whatever life that you've decided that you want to create for yourself. So welcome to the broadcast. Those who are going to catch the replay, do me a favor, put hashtag replay in the comments, and I will be sure to greet you at a later time. Whether you're watching on Facebook or YouTube, I'll be sure to greet you at a later time. But today, and for the month of January, I'm going to be hyper focused on showing you how to walk in your power. So if this is something that interests you, I want you to stay locked in every Monday at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, where I'm going to show you step by step the things that I implemented for me to begin to walk in my power, walk out my calling, walk out my purpose, and to boldly enjoy the life that God has provided for us. Right? He said that he came that we may have life and have it in abundance, but yet so many of us are not experiencing that abundance in our life. And I don't know about you, but for me, when that was starting to happen, and I was like, Lord, why is it I'm not experiencing the things that are written in the word? There were some shifts that I had to make, some strategic shifts that I had to make in order for me to begin to see the abundance that God has promised. So today, Happy New Year once again. I want to dive right into the meat and potatoes of why we are here today. So I have a quick question for you. Have you ever felt invisible, as if your opinions, your thoughts, your contribution was not being recognized or was not being respected as valuable? But then there's another colleague that says exactly what you said. And it's like they're revered. Everybody marvels at what they said when you just said the same exact things 2 or 3 minutes earlier. Have you ever felt like you've been overlooked from a promotion or overlooked for opportunities as an entrepreneur? Well, listen, I understand how that feels. And today I'm going to share with you 3 simple keys that you can implement today to shift your life from invisible to invaluable. Are you ready to be invaluable? That people will see you as indispensable and as irreplaceable. Are you ready to find yourself in that category? Are you ready to shift from insignificant to in demand? Well, here today, I want to share with you 3 keys that you can implement that God has shown me, that is uncovered through my own life. There are 3 things that you can do to make that strategic shift into your life. Now, I want to tell you a little story about how this all came about in my life, because the truth is, I want to share from my experience. You know, a lot of people, they share sometimes from book knowledge, or they share based on things that they've read. I want to stay true to what I've promised and always share from things that I've learned and experienced and even proven to be true. You know, because there are times where you can read books and it's almost like, you know, you test it to make sure that it's right for you. That's okay as well. But here are three things that I had to implement in order for me to step into my identity, or step into becoming the powerhouse that God created me to be. Now, remember, every single one of us, we were designed to dominate according to this, Genesis 1:28. God said that he created us. He blessed man. And he said to be fruitful, multiply, subdue, replenish the earth, and have dominion. So it's already in our DNA. It's already encoded in us to do this great work. It's already encoded in us to be great, to do greater works like Jesus said that we would do. It's in us. Now, why isn't it being manifested or being expressed through us? That's the question. Why? And I'm going to share with you today how we can shift so that we can begin to do those greater works and begin to see those greater things happen in our life. Now, here's a story about my situation where, as I shared in previously in 2023, but as I shared previously, how I was coming out of a toxic ministry situation. And many of us, we've had either raised in toxic environments, or we've had toxic relationships and things that were dysfunctional in certain ways. And so whenever you're in any type of dysfunctional relationship, you kind of, you pick up, or you develop, that's a good word. You develop a belief system about yourself, especially women. We internalize so much information. And sometimes we internalize the dysfunction as if something is defective within us. And I know a lot of us can relate to that. And so that was the situation that I was coming out of. And so what happened was, I was working at this particular job, and there was this corporate bully. I mean, this woman, she talk about corporate bully textbook, right? Consistently trying to discredit me, consistently trying to undermine me, consistently trying to, I mean, she was intimidated by me. Now, mind you, she was a supervisor. I was just a regular person, but yet she was a supervisor. Yet there was something in me that agitated her. So after dealing with that abuse, let me tell you something. Something rose up inside of me, you know, because I was the kind of person where I wanted to play by the rules, you know, color within the lines and do what was right. It was the Christian thing to do, right? However, there became a point in this corporate environment, in this toxic environment, where something rose up inside of me. I would like to say the power of God, my power identity rose up inside of me. And I said, enough is enough. Now, there are situations that God will bring into our lives, which will agitate us and frustrate us to get us to a place where we say, enough is enough. I want you to put that in the comments. Because when it's enough is enough, and when it's time out for you to move into that next place and that next level in God, trust me, there's an agitation or there's a frustration that God would bring to push you there. Because a lot of times, let's be honest, can we be honest? A lot of times we kind of like settle in. You know, we like to be, you know, in that comfort zone, in that complacent, in that comfortable space. We don't really want to rock the boat too much. Why? Because, you know, we're comfortable. But God allows situations to push us to the place that he needs us to be. And so in this situation, I would like to say my power identity rose up, and I said, enough is enough. And that's when I was awakened to my true capacity and my true ability. What do I mean by that? Let me explain. what happened was I began to articulate and communicate effectively what I want and what I didn't want. I began to communicate the abuse that I was feeling. I began to communicate in such a way. Now, it wasn't emotional. And that was the thing that kind of blew my mind, because then I realized, man, if I just let myself go and stop trying to stifle who God created me to be, but I just flow in who God called me to be, the power identity arose, let me just say that, and begin to communicate effectively what needed to be done, what needed to change. Now, I share this with you because there are some of you that are listening to this broadcast that you are going to be facing something similarly, or you've already faced this. The real power identity in you is trying to rise up so that you can step into your power, embrace the powerful person that God has created you to be. Now, in order for you to step into that, you've got to stop suppressing and oppressing the truth that is within you. I hope that makes sense. If not, put it in the comments, because I'd love to go back and explain things to make it clear for you. Every single one of us, we've grown up in environments where we weren't affirmed. We're not, the majority of us, because you can't really say, that's like a untrue statement to say everyone. It's not true. But a lot of us have grown up in environments where as children, we were told, what to do and what not to do. And our true identity was suppressed. But as adults, we have to now go back and be like, man, remember who God created us to be. Remember the things that we love, and to engage in that, because our purpose is directly connected to those things. And so the first step that you have to do in becoming a powerhouse is you've got to step into your power identity. And stepping into your power identity is not just knowing who you are in Christ, but knowing what you bring to the table, knowing your value as a professional, knowing your value as an entrepreneur, knowing your unique sale proposition is what they say, but knowing what you bring to the marketplace. And that is something that you develop, and becomes clearer and clearer to you as you break off those stipulations and all those, limitations that have been placed on you. A lot of us growing up in the church world, we've been told, well, women are not supposed to preach. That is a lie that the enemy construed and used the Bible to perpetuate and allow women to feel suppressed and oppressed. And I use that as an example because society does the same thing, right? That you can never get ahead unless you sexualize who you are as women. Come on, y'all. You can get ahead without being sexualized by simply stepping into your power identity. And that is the main course of action that we must do in order for us to initiate this process of becoming a powerhouse. The second thing that you must understand is God is the source. And so you've got to stay connected to the source. Why? Because once you're connected to the source, you have a limitless supply of not just power, but you have a limitless supply of insight. You have a limitless supply of understanding. You have a limitless supply of insight. I said that before, right? Yeah. And why is that important? Here's the thing. And I know you understand the role of Holy Spirit, but let me tell you something. When you walk with the Lord and you're staying connected with him and fellowshipping with him every single day, every moment, you're just in that consistent flow with him. He's going to download inside of you. And I know this to be true. He's going to download inside of you insights on individuals that you meet. And you begin to share this insight, and you begin to share this word of knowledge, or you begin to share this word of wisdom with them. And they are completely drawn in. Why? Because that information is information strictly downloaded from heaven to you directly for them. That gives you a strategic advantage. Now, I want to say this. I don't want you to be completely or just focused on the fact that I'm just maintaining this relationship with God so I can get inside information. No, that is not what this is about. Understand, being connected to the source is because you're developing that one-on-one relationship with God, but also it helps you navigate the pressures, the trials, the tribulations of life. It helps you navigate different situations that are difficult. And so why not utilize all the skills and utilize everything that you have to to have an advantage in life? And that's what we have access to. And if we don't use it, then we cannot get the advantage and experience the fullness of what God has for us. Does that make sense? All right. So that's the second thing. And the third thing that you've got to understand is this. You've got to, you've got to know your greatest superpower. Now, I know that's a great terminology, but what does that mean? You've got to know your unique purpose, your unique value. You got to know what that is. You've got to understand what God put you in this earth to do. Now, let's listen. Take some time to get that. As a matter of fact, I have a formula, a biblical formula that you can follow to begin to uncover that. Because a beautiful thing about God is this. He hides his purpose within us. He does. It's there. So it's almost like everywhere you go, your purpose is there. Everywhere you go. So you cannot look externally for it. It's inside of you. And so I have a biblical formula that you can actually implement to get that. So if that's something that you're interested in, put hashtag purpose formula, hashtag purpose formula, and I will share that link with you. So you've got to know what you bring to the table. What is uniquely different about you? And that is something as a part of your self-discovery journey that you must go through, that every single one of us must go through. And the truth is, age ain't got nothing to do with it. Because at any age, when you desire to pursue the greater in God, he begins to uncover more and more of the treasure that's hidden inside of you. That's why this journey called life is supposed to be a wonderful reveal of the expression of God through you. Every single one of us has a different type of expression. And different doesn't mean good or bad. It's just different. And so every single one of us is essential, and every single one of us has the ability to be great. But only those who are disciplined enough to discover it, to uncover it, will begin to eat the fruit of it. Now, have you ever had an idea? True, let's just be honest. Just be honest, okay? Have you ever had an idea that God gave you, and I was like, oh man, that would be a super dope business idea or book idea, and you never pursued it? And then a year, 2 years, 3 years later, boom, you see someone wrote that book. You see someone pursued that business, and now they're making a truckload of money, and you're sitting there like, dang, that could have been me. That could have been me. Okay, then. So you got to value the ideas that God is giving you. $1 million ideas. It doesn't matter if it comes through a poor person or a rich person. $1 million ideas that are developed will bring you the millions that it is worth. But $1 million ideas that are undeveloped, it won't bring you the value that it's worth. And so I want to encourage you today. If God has given you an idea, guess what? He knows that what he put inside of you, and you have the capacity and the ability to bring that thing to fruition. But it's your responsibility to develop it. It's your responsibility to uncover the treasure within and to begin to develop what God has shown you and laid out to you and given you an idea about. And so those 3 things that I shared with you today are just the beginning on how you can become a powerhouse in 2024. You see, we are living in the days and the times now, guys, where we are being challenged. It is a hostile environment. It is an environment that is not friendly to our understanding of God and to our relationship with Christ. And so we must be able to not only stand and walk in our power, but do it with such grace and do it with such love that people are drawn to the God that we serve. And this is the hour where we have got to demonstrate the expression of God through our lives. But in order for us to do that, we've got to learn how to walk in our power, and we've got to be powerful yet gentle, powerful yet kind, powerful yet graceful. And it takes some work. It takes some time. But as we continue to yield and as we continue to walk out this journey with the Lord, it becomes easier and it becomes just effortless. All right. So thank you guys for connecting with me. Listen, every Monday at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, I will be live on YouTube and Facebook. This month of January, I'm going to be talking about walking in your power and the different aspects of it, the power to break through, the power to withhold access, not allowing people having access to you because of the season that you're walking in, the power to forgive, the power for us to soar. We're going to talk about the different aspects of walking in your power. And at the very end of this month, I'm going to host a challenge, a 4-day challenge. If you're interested in a 4-day challenge, put challenge in the comments. Put #challenge, and I'm going to share that information with you because we're going to have a 4-day challenge discussing how we can become a powerhouse in 2024. Thank you guys for watching. I'm really excited about this journey. I hope that you had a great New Year's Day. But listen, it's on. 2024 has already begun. Let's get ahead of it. Let's move into the momentum that God has set for us. I'm excited. Be blessed, everyone. And I'll see you the same time, same place on Monday, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Be blessed and have a great day. Talk for you soon. Bye for now.